Hello everyone. Today we are breaking down 7 different types of fractions. Whether you are new to fractions or just need a refresher, we have got you covered. Let us explore proper fractions, improper fractions, mixed fractions, like fractions, unlike fractions, equivalent fractions, and unit fractions. Let us go. First, we have proper fractions. These are fractions where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. For example, 3 by 5 or 2 by 7. In these fractions, you are dealing with parts of a whole that are less than 1. Think about cutting a pizza into 5 equal slices and you eat 3. That is 3 by 5, a proper fraction. The key thing to remember is in a proper fraction, the numerator is always smaller. Next, we have improper fractions. These are the opposite of proper fractions. Here, the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. For example, 7 by 4 or 5 by 3. In these cases, the fraction represents a value greater than 1. Imagine that same pizza. Now you eat 7 slices from a pizza that was cut into 4 pieces. You are essentially eating more than one whole pizza. So 7 by 4 is an improper fraction. Then we have got mixed fractions. A mixed fraction is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, 1 by 2. This means you have got one whole and half of something else. It is like saying you have one whole pizza and half of another one. Mixed fractions are super helpful when working with measurements or when you are describing amounts that are more than one but not quite whole numbers. Next up are like fractions. These are the fractions that have the same denominator. For example, 2 by 7, 5 by 7 and 1 by 7 are like fractions because they all share the same denominator 7. Like fractions are easy to add or subtract because the denominators are the same. So all you need to focus on is the numerator. It is like adding apples to apples. On the flip side, you have got unlike fractions. These fractions have different denominators like 1 by 3 and 2 by 5. Unlike fractions can be trickier to work with because you have to find a common denominator before adding or subtracting them. But once you find that common denominator, they behave just like fractions. For example, 1 by 3 plus 2 by 5 would need a common denominator of 15. Now let us talk about equivalent fractions. These fractions may look different, but they actually represent the same value. For example, 1 by 2 and 2 by 4 are equivalent fractions. They both mean half of something. You can find equivalent fractions by multiplying or dividing both the numerator and denominator by the same number. This is useful when simplifying fractions or finding common denominators. Finally, we have unit fractions. These are fractions where the numerator is 1, like 1 by 6, 1 by 8 or 1 by 10. Unit fractions are super easy to understand because they represent one part of a whole divided into equal parts. For example, 1 by 8 means one slice of a pizza that's cut into 8 equal pieces. Let us quickly recap. Proper fractions have numerators smaller than the denominators. Improper fractions have numerators larger than the denominators. Mixed fractions combine whole numbers with proper fractions. Like fractions have the same denominator, while unlike fractions have different denominators. Equivalent fractions are different fractions that represent the same value. Unit fractions always have a numerator of 1. Thank you so much.